out there, lurking in the shadows of the Marvel Universe. He's the ultimate trickster, the devil in the details, a master manipulator. Today, we delve into the mysterious world of Mephisto, where deals are made, souls are at stake. Chaos is just another day on the job. So smash that like button. It's about to get hot in here. Welcome to another episode of Pro Tips.
Be vigilant day and night.
Chase your tail light. I'll be under your skin, letting you go for a while. Then I'm taking you in. Your face like diamonds, a glimmer and punch. Shiny predator with a golden gun. Space age girl machine. 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 Space age girl
Hey there, nerdlings, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Anastasia, licensed cosmetologist and registered super nerd, and this is Pro Tips, the show where I give you all the juicy deets and deleted tweets about your favorite costume crusaders while teaching you and another one of my favorite YouTubers some pretty sweet professional makeup tips. If you're new, welcome. Please smash that like button, blast the subscribe, and definitely sacrifice that notification bell to the algorithm overlord so you get notified whenever I'm back another one of these awkward videos. Today, I am super excited that once again we have back my Red 5 sister from another mister, hashtag mini wrench girl, you know her, you love her, Miss Nicole from the Used and Abused podcast.
Hello.
There you are. Hello.
Wow, I'm so excited. We're finally doing this.
I
Another
know.
one. I'm
We've
excited.
been talking about this for a while, but we haven't done pro tips in a year.
Yeah, I know. It's
Been a
crazy.
year. And it just seems fitting that we would talk about Mephisto. We've done Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
We've done Agatha.
Yes.
Kind of need to talk about Mephisto.
Oh, yeah. He's a little overdue.
Yeah. He's kind of like the MacGuffin for the Marvel Universe. We've thought he's there this entire time and he just never shows up. But like the devil's greatest trick is just convincing you that he doesn't exist. So
Exactly.
before we get started, Nicole, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, as Danny said, I am Nicole of Used and Abused. I'm also part of the Red 5 Network. You can find me on social medias at Peace Love Fandoms on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm one half of Peace Love Disney, also on Facebook. So you can check out that page. Oh, and how can I forget? I am now also spearheading the Red 5 reading book club that begins officially in November. We're going to be doing Heir to an Empire, so I'm pretty excited about that. So, and makeup and all that fun stuff, Yeah.
Hooray! I really should read Heir the Empire because I've never done that.
You should. I have not either. So this is going to be a first for me. I found it and then I put it to the side. I'm like, okay, in time, it'll work. And then I'm like, don't read it before Ahsoka or you might know more than you're supposed to know. And I don't know. Now I'm like, this just works out. Now
I want to read and know everything. Okay, guys, today we are going to talk about what we love about Mephisto, a little bit about his background, his origin. He is the Prince of Lies, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to be doing a very Mephisto inspired look, kind of like this. Like this eyeball right here that Ro really loves. Ro from the Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast. Make sure
Hold
you
on, there we go.
screenshot
There we go.
this and send it to him. So for this look, you are going to need a foundation, a highlight concealer, a contour color, a primer first and foremost. You need to have a primer. Also a pink highlighter like a these. And you're going to need a very deep rose color for your blush. I'm using my favorite Natasha Denona for this one. I also like to set my face with powder. So I keep a good bronzer color for me. I've got this nice Natasha Denona. I love Natasha Denona. So that and a nice setting powder. I've got this one. And I will have links below, a list and links below to everything that I'm using today. For your eyeballs, Nicole and I are using the same palette. We are using Violet Voss. I Love You Cherry Much. You want this color story in your palette. Yeah. I also am going to be using a black shadow. And the black shadow is coming out of my Iconic of London palette. I just got this today. And I'm super stoked. I'm also, the pink highlighter I'm using is theirs as well. I'm a big fan. Dear Iconic of London, I use your stuff every day. Let's talk. You're going to need a black liner, a brown liner. My lip pen is from Huda, and I'm using this to contour my lips because I do not have them. But I'm also going to show you how you can contour your lips to make them appear fuller with your contour and highlight as well. Then we're going to do something super, super, super fun with our lips. So you are going to need a nude lip and a black one. That's going to be really fun. You're also going to need a mascara. I'm using Man Eater by Tarte, which is my current favorite. Here's a tip. Pro tip. When you open your mascara, don't pump. Don't pump.
No pump.
Swirl.
Swirl.
Okay, if you pump it into the tube, you're pushing air into it and it's going to make it dry out faster. So swirl. You're going to get the product along the sides of the wall of it and you won't be pushing air into it. And if you're going anywhere, a setting spray. I like Scandinavia. Brushes. As always, whatever you like to put your foundation on with. I like my double dome blender brush from Delium Tools. Hey, Delium. Been flirting with you for a couple of years now. I also like to use, you normally use these for facial masks, but it's good to stick the foundation on your face. Here's why. If you use your hand, it's going to absorb in your fingers and you're going to waste product. If you use a sponge, it's going to absorb into the sponge and waste product. I'm not a big fan of sponges. I'm really not. I mean, they're great for a little light blending, but they absorb so much product. It was a couple years ago. One day I kept washing the sponge over and over again. Nothing I could do would get this thing clean. And I'm using good stuff. I finally cut the sucker open and there was so much foundation in the center that had just been absorbed over time. So one, if you do use sponges, clean them immediately and do not keep them for long because they will hold product and skin flakes and oils and that will mildew. And then you're putting mildew on your face. So you're wasting product, which is costing you money and you're making yourself sick. So
gross.
Yeah, no good. It's no good. For applying my loose powder, my setting powder to my face, I use a little puffy. I have little triangle ones. These are my favorite because they fit. They just go right there. These are washable and on Amazon as well, but good stuff. I just wash them in the washing machine. Totally works. I use concealer brushes for applying my highlight You want a good contour brush. Whatever your favorite brush is to contour your face with, you need that. A brush to apply your blush. Brush to apply your blush and your highlight. And you want something, a good blender. Whatever you use to blend with that you really like, use that. And notice I'm saying use the one you like, the one you're comfortable with, because the ones I use may not be best for you. You may not be as comfortable with it. I don't want to say be as knowledgeable, because that really doesn't matter. It's really your comfort level. Whatever makes you feel comfortable and confident is going to be best for you. And that goes with hair, makeup, clothes, period. If anyone judges you, just send them to me. Okay? I'll take care of it. I got you. Don't worry about it. So let's pin our hair back.
Oh, I already was ahead of it. I was like,
You are
I'll
just
flip it
on
up real
top
quick.
of it today. You're on top of it.
Mostly, kind of.
Make sure it's just loose enough so I don't pull out, the 20 minutes I spent trying to style my hair. And also, before you apply your makeup, make sure you have cleaned your face, your skin is clean and well moisturized. You will be amazed, okay, how much easier your makeup applies and blends when your skin is well moisturized. Also, stop pulling down on your skin. When you are washing your face and when you are applying moisturizers, you want to go out and up. Never pull down. One of the most cringiest things I see on Instagram is celebrities selling their skincare and makeup and they're going like this. It's like, oh, look, the rest of us can't afford your plastic surgeon and the stem cells and stuff you're injecting into your face. Okay. You're teaching people bad habits. I like to use a jade roller when I apply stuff, up and out, out.
I have a rose quartz one.
Oh, aren't they awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Did you not notice a difference like right away?
It feels good. It feels
It
really good.
does.
I also
It
like to put
does.
mine in the refrigerator.
Yes, smart. She's
Mhm.
smart. But yeah, it feels really good. And for my older, more mature, we'll say my mature ladies, it really does help. It helps tighten that skin and define your jawline and your cheekbones. And maybe if I quit eating so many tacos and cheeseburgers, you'd see mine better too. But that's a different show. While Nicole and I are going to start applying our primer, let's talk about Mephisto. I did not know this, but he actually first showed up in Silver Surfer #3 in
Mhm.
1968, and that he was created by Stan Lee and John Buscema. I did not know that. We really don't have a real origin on this little guy. He's told everyone so many different stories about where he comes from that we can't really take him seriously. He lies about everything anyway.
Well, yeah, but that's Mephisto, right? And
Right.
he's demonic. He's Satan.
And that's another kind of weird thing about him is that when he came out, it's like right in the middle of the Silver Age of comics,
Correct.
or right at the end, towards the
Mhm.
end. Yeah, he's right at the end of the Silver Age of comics. And during that time, you had the Comic Code Authority.
Yes.
There were a lot of things you could not put into comics, or else distributors would not purchase your comics for sale because they were afraid
Right.
parents wouldn't buy them. So one of the things was no devil, no Satan. You couldn't have the devil in there. So their way around it was they took the name Mephistopheles and they shortened it to Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he was from another dimension. And he would say that he was like Satan, but he wasn't really Satan. And then he'd say he was Satan. And I think now they're like, yeah, he's Satan.
I mean, come on, the devil's in the details.
Oh, oops.
You don't have to like say you're something to be something. Sometimes it's in the actions. So
Mhm.
just saying. Just saying.
Just saying. Once you get your primer on, you want to let it dry a little bit. A good primer is sticky
Yes.
because it grips. It's a primer. It's going to grip to your skin and help the foundation grip to your skin as well without settling or shifting and all of that junk we don't like. But you want it to be tacky still by the time it's dried. And once it has, then you can apply your foundation. Pro tip on the right foundation shade for yourself, test it right here along your jawline. And if it blends in seamlessly between your face and your wattle or neck,
I guess it's Thanksgiving time, but you know.
Yeah. then you know you've gotten the right color for you. All right, so let's go ahead and apply our foundation. I'm seeing that Mephisto is like a demon of immense power. He rules his hell dimension. And when this is something else I didn't know. When he is in his hell dimension, he is all powerful. There's absolutely no stopping him whatsoever. And he can come to our dimension, but his power wanes the
Right.
longer that he's here. And that's just wild to me. Of course, you won't see him much. He'll just kind of dip in, do his little annoying trickery, and then peace out. Like, haha, gotcha. But it is his realm does look like the biblical version of hell. It's all suffering and fire and all that stuff. Kind of
Right.
like the video background I spent about a half an hour making that now I'm not really using. I do that all the time. He has all kinds of supernatural powers, but the biggest one is he can warp reality. Like, that feels a little unfair. He is probably one of the most formidable characters in all of Marvel.
Comments.
Okay, so he's immortal. He possesses a soul manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
He can shapeshift. That's important.
Yeah. Sounds
He's a
something the
shapeshifter.
devil would do.
Yes. Telepathy, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, Abe. He's like nigh omnipotent. Okay, so once you get your foundation on and you've kind of smoothed it out a little bit, I just like to tap just a little bit with my brush to make sure I don't have any streaks or anything. But this double dome blender brush is pretty good. You don't really need to, but I'm OCD. If you have any dark circles, you want to take a yellow or a gold under eye color. I'm using Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C stick. And you just do like an upside down triangle over the little purple spot where your eyes are a little darker. And once you get that on, just take whatever you use to blend with and just very, very gently tap that out, because you don't want to remove the color. You just want to diffuse it so that it blends seamlessly into your base color. Just tap, tap, tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. There we go. And once you have that on, then it's time to apply your highlight with your concealer, which is your lighter color right here. It is going to be different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I have a more square face, so my jaw's a little wider down here. Well, it's just wide everywhere because it's a square. So my goal is to draw the attention of the eye more towards the center. So everything I do is going to kind of point towards the center of my face. And I also do a little trick that kind of lifts this area for me because I'm a more mature woman and things are starting to be affected by gravity in a very Mephisto way. Okay. Yeah, it sucks. Nicole's cute as a button. She doesn't need much work, but whatever. I like her personality. So
It's like, I think I have an oval shape. I think one time you said it was heart shaped, but I feel like it's
you're more of a diamond. You have these beautiful cheekbones. See that? See how your cheekbones are a little wider than up here and down here. So that's more of a diamond shape. So for
I
your,
thought it was oval because of how long, like,
it's,
each of you.
well, you do. That's very oval, but because you have cheekbones that are very prominent, which everybody wants cheekbones like this, okay? That makes it more of a diamond
That's my
shape.
big feature. My best feature. Sorry. See, the only thing with cheekbones is that you start to smile and you lose your eyeballs. So it's true.
We have some tricks for small hooded eyes in this as well because Nicole and I both suffer from the same thing. I also have eyelid tape provided to me by the wonderful people at Contours RX. This is the prep pad. These little pads, they're B5. They're moisturizing and they feel so good. But I do have some eyelid tape that was gifted to me by Contours RX and it's pretty awesome. I'm going to ship. I need to mail you some because I think you'll love them.
So I can try
I'll
them.
have to do that. For Nicole, I want you, if you have a diamond shaped face, you're going to put your draw line with your highlight here
Okay.
to here.
Oh, wait.
And then
We're not doing our no. Oh, no. Okay.
you're
So
going to do the under eye first. So
Okay.
you're going to go straight down.
Okay.
Okay. And then out.
Okay.
And then fill that in, blend that in. You're going to do that for both your eyes. Some of the more notable appearances of Mephisto, because he hasn't been in Marvel Comics a whole bunch. Actually, since 1968, he's had about 800 appearances. And if you think about how very many Marvel comics there are and how often those characters do show up in those books, that's really not that much.
No.
He's had his own, like, a very brief short run, like a little mini series, but I think that's it. But one of the more important storylines is the Infinity Gauntlet in 91.
Correct.
He was actually go ahead. What were you saying?
He's being the marionette.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's definitely the puppeteer. He actually started in on Thanos when Thanos was a kid. He was like, hey, I'm just telling you, one day you're gonna have to get rid of these guys called the Avengers. They're So Ebony Maw stood in place for Mephisto when he says, no creatures have the nobility, nay might. This humble personage presents you with the stone, and that's a direct quote from Mephisto in Infinity Gauntlet. Fun fact. Okay, so you've got your under eyes highlighted. Now for your nose, do it exactly like I'm doing mine. So right on the tip, we're going to do a little white dot.
Yep.
Like, hello. And then just a white line down the middle.
So you did. Okay. She's doing hers prettier than mine.
Because I'm very, very anal.
Agreed.
For us ladies that need help lifting the eyes, I like to put a little bit just under the arch of my brow.
I remember that from last time. I do remember that one.
We're going to make a little V on our chin like that. And then we're going to contour our mouth. Where your Cupid bow, the raised parts of your Cupid bow, just a little bloop, bloop, little line of the
Do a
highlight
line.
there. There you
Okay.
go. Do a line.
That's a new one.
Okay. And if you want a little more lift right here, and this is important, you really need to follow the line of your cheekbone for this. I go to the corner of my mouth and go up there and then down there.
Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, I said that. I'm like, I gotta watch her do this.
See? You want to make sure your lines are perfectly perpendicular.
Well, I'll just look like the Joker in the long run. I'll be okay. It's all good. Promise. It'll work.
So we're good with that now. Now we're going to blend our highlight out. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit right here on me.
Blendy, blendy, blendy.
All right. So start blending. In Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos was obsessed with Lady Death, the personification of death. He was in love with death, and he really wanted to impress her. And it was Mephisto who was like, you know what would really turn her on? If you killed like everyone. Well, you know, maybe not everyone, but like half. That would really impress her. It would certainly get her attention. It was all Mephisto.
All along.
All along. He really, if I could, if if I could sum Mephisto up into one quote, it would be, I don't take this, I just disturb them.
Funny. That's good.
Another good story for him. Well, I don't know if it's a good story. Nobody likes this storyline, especially Spider-Man fans. Hey,
I heard about this.
one
Go
more
ahead.
day.
I heard about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, 2007's One More Day. Oh my gosh. Aunt May was dying and Peter wanted to save her. So he makes a deal with Mephisto. And apparently Mephisto was just really didn't want him married to MJ. And so he saves Aunt May, but he warps reality where no one remembers who Spider-Man is anymore, but he's also not married to MJ anymore.
I heard it was because of what was happening like behind the scenes and stuff. Like,
Yes. I heard that the editors, the publishers were like, Spider-Man's supposed to be a kid. How can a kid be married?
yeah, because they wanted to keep him like young forever.
Yes.
Forever young.
Yes. Forever young. Yeah, that's exactly it. They did that. And it ticked everybody off.
Mhm.
Like everybody. Every Spider-Man fan ever was very upset about this. So, but that was all Mephisto's fault too. Blame Mephisto. All right, we've highlighted, and as you see, we look kind of strange. This bright white light right here. Now we're going to contour. We use contour to create shapes, to create depth. Highlight to make things stand out. Contour to create depth. So you're going to take your darker color.
Okay.
I've got mine on my palette right here.
Okay. This is new for me. So, kind of. Okay.
And I'm going to take a brush.
A small brush or little or bigger brush?
I use, so this is the size of my highlight brush, my concealer brush.
Okay.
This is the size of the brush I use to apply my contour. A
Okay.
little wider, a little rounder. I like to really show off my cheekbones because I think I have nice ones. Okay. Paid myself a compliment.
That's cute.
You want to start right at the top of your ear. Okay.
Okay.
Right there. That's where your line goes. And I like to create
You mean those lines?
Start at the top of your ear. And that's the line you're going to make. So just, you can press your brush in there like this, and it'll create a little indentation so you know exactly where to put it. So for me, I start here, And then I make like a little lazy J to create more depth to show off my cheeks. So then again, I'm going to go here, come down, and you want to have your line a little wider towards this top here, and it's going to get thinner as you go down. So there's mine. Okay. Now we're going to, well, for me, I have a square jaw, and the human eye finds the oval most attractive. So that means I need to create some depth down here to narrow that a little more. So I find my line and I draw it up, making sure it's perfectly parallel to my contour line on my cheekbone. So there's that. And I'm going to do the other side. There we go. Also for square faces, Nicole doesn't need to do much of this. Nicole, yours needs to be like 3 little dots right up here. 1, 2, 3. Right here.
1, 2, 3.
On
And
each
I'm
side.
assuming the same on the other side. I was saying.
Yes. For
1, 2, 3.
For yours truly, I'm going to make 3 lines right here because again, I have a square face. We need to make this just a little bit narrow, so we can show off that oval shape we're trying to create. Then I'm going to take some lines right under here.
More lines.
There we go. And that's a triangle because you're creating a shadow under your jaw. There we go. And then for the nose, we're going to get wider as we go up. So all the way up to the eyebrow. And you want to be careful with this because you can inadvertently make your nose look lopsided. And my nose actually is a little crooked. My nose goes this way a little bit. So I take this as an opportunity to correct that. And then we're going to do like a little button nose today. We're going to do a little button nose. So under where you put your highlight on the tip of your nose, you're going to make a V like this. Got it? All right.
We're
And
beginning
then
to look like Tigra.
Then just a little tiny line right there.
Okay.
Now we're going to contour the mouth area. So fun. So first, you're going to draw a thin line right down the very center of your Cupid bow, like this. Then you're making an arrow that points down. So then you're just going to go, see? Now we're going below the lip, at the chin, right above your chin, just one little bitty line. And then I'm going to do just around my lips, right at the bottom.
I mean, I already have pretty decent lips, but
Yeah.
this will definitely make you want to wax, though.
So now we're going to blend out our contour, and we're going to do that gently because, again, we don't want to remove the color. We want to diffuse it, creating a gradient effect. We're shading, we're creating depth, we're creating shapes. So you want to be gentle. I tap and kind of push. And slowly but surely, those 3 lines on my forehead have created shading. Ta-da! Then we're going to go on the other side and just kind of bloop, 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 bloop. Did not do a good job keeping my hair out of the way. Like that. And you're going to do that everywhere that you had placed the contour. I don't use this for my nose. I use a much smaller brush so I can get more detailed with it. So for the cheekbones, I'm just kind of pushing. I'm never smearing. I'm tapping and pushing. Because again, diffusing, not removing. We're getting there. Then other side. Another really good storyline is Ghost Rider from the 90s.
Yes. I know about it because of the movie.
Oh, unfortunate, isn't it?
Well, yes. Agreed. But you know, doing research and stuff, that's how I know about it. You know, like, oh, by the way.
He totally makes a deal with Johnny Blaze, tricks him because that's what he do.
Mm-hmm.
Because Johnny Blaze's stepdad was dying and he didn't want him to die. So he makes a deal, but then his stepdad is cured of cancer, but then dies in a car wreck immediately. And Johnny tries to forget that he made this deal because he didn't take it seriously anyway. He was like, whatever. And then Mephisto shows up and he's like, hey, this demon stole something from me and I need you to go get him. And Johnny's like, sure. Sure thing, pal. But then he immediately like snaps his fingers and turns him into the Rider. If you have a brush like this too, really good for blending. I love these suckers. I love Delium tools. If you can afford it, Rolls Royce of brushes. All right, for the nose and the smaller areas.
Oh,
again,
I already got to start, but go ahead.
Oh, good.
Listen to her tips. She's got good tips. I just need to slow down and listen.
It's just tapping it. You don't want to push too hard or smear it anywhere because then that's going to really remove the whole goal. And it's going to look weird until you're finished. So don't worry about that. But yeah, his antics with Johnny Blaze and the Silver Surfer, like he really liked messing with the Surfer really bad.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's just he's kind of a turd. He's
Mhm.
kind of a turd. What do you like about Mephisto's character?
I think he is true to character. Tempter, a pain. You know, he can kind of get away with what he's, you know, he's like that. He's like a marionette of bad things.
Mhm.
I mean, he's a villain that, like, I think if they ever did him right, I don't even know if there's even a way to do it right. But I think he'd be really good. Like, he'd be a character you would love to hate.
Well,
when
I'm
properly
hearing
done.
Sacha Baron Cohen is going to play him. He already has. And he's going to show up in Ironheart, which I thought was really weird. Yeah, why would you introduce a supernatural character? But then I heard that they're going to do a special presentation about him. And I think it would be really, 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 really funny if it was just kind of him sitting in an easy chair, like a leather wingback chair by a fire, saying, hello, I'm Mephisto, and I've been here all along. Case in point.
Oh my gosh, trust me, I'm still mad that he didn't show up in WandaVision.
Poor Eric Voss.
Should have been Senior Scratchy.
Well,
Should have been.
I thought Senior Scratchy should have totally been Nicholas Scratch. He should have popped
I meant
up.
Nicholas Scratch, but yes.
And he definitely should have showed up at some point. It was a total missed opportunity, but whatever, Papa Kevin, whatever. Fix it now. So for blush, for my face, for square, round, wider faces, because I'm Danny the big faced girl, you want to really concentrate on the apples of the cheeks in the center of the face. For people like Nicole, anyone with a diamond or oval shaped face, you can just the same amount all the way up. You're going to go perpendicular or parallel. Do they mean the same thing? I don't know. But you're going to go right above that contour, perfectly parallel. So I'm going to kind of put mine up that high as well, but I'm concentrating more in a circle down here. So, and then And the blush I have by Natasha Denona is so pretty. It's this deep rose, but it's almost got like a gold sheen to it. It's so pretty. It's like a rose gold, I guess, which makes a lot of sense for Mephisto. Once you get your blush on, get your blush on. As soon as I said it, I heard it. Gently blur the outside lines of it. Just blend it into your highlight and contour very, very softly. I think Sacha Baron Cohen is a good choice for Mephisto.
I hope so.
He's a scamp, that Sacha Baron Cohen, and so's Mephisto. He's a rascal. Just a rascal. Now we're going to apply our setting powder. We're going to bake our face while we're doing our eyes. And that is going to do two things. It's going to set and smooth the makeup you've already done, and it's going to catch any fallout from your eyeshadow. So if you're doing your eyeshadow and some kind of sprinkles down onto your cheek, don't worry. You've got a pile of setting powder there that you can just brush away, and it doesn't smear and ruin all your hard work. So take your little poofy, and then you're just going to go bloop, straight down like that, and then bloop, straight down like that, and then fill that whole area with a good amount of setting powder. That is really going to help you later. But yeah, they've really, when they started portraying Mephisto, he was more of this cosmic entity. He had cosmic powers and such.
Right.
He was always messing with the cosmos. But then the further we got along, the further we got away from the Comic Code Authority, they started saying, you know what? He is the devil. He's totally the devil. And so now he's been more of a truly supernatural creature, which is what he should be. I mean, we have the one above all, the one below all. And that brings me back around to, where the F does he come from?
Right.
Like he has said before that he's one of the first deviants. He was created when Atun talked the other gods into leaving, and then they started having more gods, and he was like the first. But you can never really nail it down because you can't trust anything he says. He's just the worst. So eyebrows. I am using my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. Tip for your brows. Angles. Everything's about angles. You always use the corners of your eyes and the outside of your nostril. So your brow, and listen, this is going to be a do as I say, not as I do moment. I am so extra with my stupid eyebrows. I'm obsessed with eyebrows, so I always make mine a little bigger. But the rule is normally like right on the edge of your nostril, okay, is where it should start. Then tilt your brow out from the outside of your nostril, and that's where your eyebrow should end. And as for your arch, it should be like a 45-degree angle from the outside of your nostril. Like, I'm using the pomade this time. You're just gonna, you want it to look like hair, right?
Exactly.
Hairs are imperfect. So if you have a line that's not going a perfect way, great. Because the devil's in the details. And the only way to make it look perfect is to have imperfections. I'm just going to flick. And we also have concealer to hide any mistakes. People will ask me, oh my gosh, your brows look so good. How do you get such precise lines? I don't. So we're going to get that special presentation about Mephisto. And then we're going to see Mephisto in Ironheart. And at first it didn't make sense to me.
Okay, so what do you think's going to happen? What? Because you seem to you have something up your sleeves there.
He is the bad guy in that series is the Hood, and the Hood is actually known to work with or be puppeted by Mephisto quite often. So there you go.
Did I mention the marionette?
Yes, you did. So now that we have brows on, we are going to take a concealer brush and we're going to dip it into our concealer. And then we're going to draw a line under our brows to polish that out. So I'm going to start right under and then go straight up and then meet that line and go down. And that's going to clean up any mistakes we've made, but it's also going to really clean it, polish it, and make it look super profesh. The rule normally is you want your brows at least a shade darker than your hair so that you can see them. So
well,
that
about
they
that.
stand out. So we're just going to blend that out real quick.
It's what I have my cheekbones for.
Exactly. Lucky.
I'm assuming you're getting to this at some point, but the one storyline, of course, that's one of my favorites, also included Mephisto.
Mm-hmm. Well, please talk.
I'm assuming you're going to get to a particular witch, and
I think you should tell it. I think you should just go for it.
oh my gosh. Okay. Anybody who has seen this before, okay, we've seen pro tips with us. We've talked about Agatha Harkness and Scarlet Witch. Now, if you have not seen those, you need to, because they're really good and full of amazing information. Thank you to Ms. Denny, and amazing tips as well. And so my daughter is the one who actually really got into Scarlet Witch before I did. And she, one day I'd ask her, well, who do you like? Oh, I like really Scarlet Witch. And at first she didn't fully grab me, but then something changed. Something happened with, as her and Vision started coming together and things, I'm like, oh, I really like her. She's really badass, but lo and behold, a couple of years ago, I discovered the original, comic book series with her and Vision and her having their boys. And she made bargain with Mephisto.
Not really.
Okay, details. I want details, because if there's any way we can save these boys, that would be greatly appreciated.
While I'm telling you this story, I want you to take some eye primer and we're going to put it from the lid to the brow. We're going to cover it all. Eye primer is good. And this stuff, let me tell you something. The eye primer I use, VC Collective eye primer, when it dries, it's like friggin' concrete. So I have to really scrape it off of my palette, and it actually scratched the plastic trying to get it off. But it's going to help your eyeshadow stay. It's going to give you an easier time blending, and it's going to stay. It's not going to shift or settle. There was this guy. This is in my second video ever. 2 years ago, I did a breakdown of Scarlet Witch, and this is when I was new to YouTube, and I thought I had to cover every single little detail. So it's a long one. It's about an hour long. But in it, there's this guy named Martin who was an actor, and he was kind of an a-hole. And he was drunk driving, careens off a cliff, and dies. And that's when he meets Mephisto. And Mephisto's like, hey, buddy, what's up? I got a proposition for you. So he becomes like a stooge for Mephisto, but he really thinks he's gonna beat the devil. It's funny. So he now goes by the name of Master Pandemonium. And around this time, Scarlet Witch and Vision had gotten married, and they bought a house, and they were they were honeymooning in Jersey. I don't know who does that.
They do.
But they did.
Yeah.
Okay. So she just really wants to get pregnant. And Mephisto's like, I'm a robot. That can't happen because I'm a robot. It's physically impossible.
Oh, yes, Vision. Yeah.
But she really, 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 really wanted one. Well, at the same time that this is going on, Mephisto is battling the Fantastic Four and Agatha Harkness. Yes. Because Agatha Harkness was their nanny for their son Franklin. And they're battling in this other dimension, because
Mhm.
he had kidnapped Franklin Richards and he had him in some kind of little cocoon thing.
Like, why can't they just do this by the comic book? Come on.
You-
This is such a good story.
So Franklin Richards actually, as a child, blasts Mephisto, and between Franklin and Fantastic Four and Agatha Harkness, they kill Mephisto. You can't really kill him. You just can kind of like slow him down for maybe 100 years at most. But when they blasted him to pieces, at the same time, Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, is like, oh, I really want a baby. And subconsciously, inadvertently snatches 2 shards of Mephisto's soul from out of the ether and puts them in her belly and gets pregnant with Billy and Tommy.
Mm.
So we're going to the palette.
Oh, okay.
So now we
So
need,
beautiful. So new.
we are going to use a crease brush, which looks like this. This is a crease brush.
Okay.
We're going to start with this lighter color. This one.
Oh,
So we're going to swirly, swirly, swirly. Get the product on there. But then you're going to,
tap it.
you should see a cloud appear, letting you know you did knock some product off.
Hopefully, it
now-
doesn't get anybody pregnant, from the shards.
Don't stand too close to the camera, ladies and gentlemen. You will become pregnant.
That's not how it's not people, okay? But we're just
Kids these days, they don't know the difference. Okay, so we're going to go just above where you want to. Okay, take that in, because where you want to put it, where you're instinctively going to want to put it, is right here, right? No, go a little bit above that, because we have hooded eyes. We have small hooded eyes. We want them to look bigger. So we're going to go just above your crease and very gently apply this color. And you're going to do that on both sides. And while you do that, we will learn more about what happened with Wanda's babies and Mephisto. So Mephisto gets Master Pandemonium. He's like, I got a job for you, biatch. He sends Master Pandemonium around to collect all the shards of his soul, because he's stuck down in hell and he can't get out. And he can't be at full power until he gets all his pieces of his soul back together.
Mhm.
So Master Pandemonium gets all of them except for 2. 2 are missing. They're like, where the F are they? Now that we have this one on, we're going to blend this outer line, the top of that shadow. So I'm going to take a shader brush like this, and I'm going to, again, I'm just like we blended our face. We're not smearing, we're just kind of pushing. We're going to tap and push all the way around. And that will blend out and diffuse the top line of where we applied that color. When Master Pandemonium, he tries to trick Mephisto. Like, he's like, I'm gonna keep him for myself.
Really?
Yeah. And Agatha kept trying to give Wanda a heads up, like, have you noticed you've never needed a babysitter? And no, that they disappear when you're not thinking about them? No, didn't notice that. Nope. So Master Pandemonium shows up and he absorbs the children, like, through his arms. Well, he had that spinny circle thing in his chest, and then they were like flapping out of his arms. It was so creepy. It was so creepy. He absorbs the children, and poof, there goes Billy and Tommy. Now we're going to use this darker color down here.
Okay,
You know what?
called chocolate cherry or romance?
Chocolate cherry.
Ooh.
Yes. So again, crease brush. Make
Okay.
sure you cleaned it off or use a different one. I keep a towel down, or there's also, I have a tin that has a little scrubby in it that I can use to clean all the debris off of it. But I use a nice terry cloth or something like that to clean the debris of the previous color off and then move on to my next color.
Mhm.
So again, swirl it in there get a good amount of product on the brush and then give it a good tap. And then you're going to go in the same shape, just a hair under that lighter brown color. And we're going to tap it on because we don't want to do any blending yet. If you put it on that kind of rub it in, you run the risk of muddying the look and making a third color out of the two. So we're just going just under that brown, that light brown color, and we're going to apply this one. Try not to put a bunch in that center right here because we're putting something else there. So mostly right here on this outside. So yeah, Billy and Tommy were actually the devil's soul, which really sucks. But much, 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 much later, and after Wanda goes batshit crazy and erases almost all mutants from reality and all kinds of other things, like she goes crazy, cuts her hair off, hangs out with Mephisto in hell for a while, then she almost marries Victor Von Doom, and
She's supposed to be in love with Vision. What the hell?
oh, that never worked out.
Oh, don't break my heart.
Just,
My world, they're together forever.
okay, once we get those colors on, then we're going to blend the dark brown into the light. And you're going to be very, very gentle because, again, if you overblend, you run the risk of muddying it. And that's not pretty. It makes like a third color, and you want to see the progression of the dark to the light. Tap, tap, tappy. But Billy and Tommy, they many, 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 many years later, they do come back. They're like reincarnated. And they remember who they are. But it's many years later and after a lot of casualties. But I don't blame Wanda all because, I mean,
I don't either.
those were her kids. That was real to her.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, before we do the red, we're going to add our black. But we're only putting it in 2 spots.
Okay, I better watch you.
So don't be a rebel this time. We're going to dip into the black and we're going to tap. And then right on the inside of this corner right here, just right there on the inner corner, just a little. And then on the same spot on the other eye. You get your black on,
Okay.
then you're going to blend. So gently, gently, gently. So now it's time for the red. So for this one, you need a packer brush. A packer brush look like this. We're going to use the berry sweet color, which is this one.
Okay.
For those
Mephisto is not very sweet, but we'll go with it.
No, but it's this red right now.
This is beautiful.
Isn't it? Okay, so we're going to get a good amount of the berry sweet on our packer. Remember, tap. And we're going to put it right on the outsides, like right on the outsides of where we had the brown and the black. Right there. Once you get that on, we blend again. This time we're blending the red into these darker colors. And remember, you're just tapping. Once you have blended your berry sweet color, then we're going to go into this heartbeat color. It's this bottom one, and it's a metallic red.
Okay.
So yeah, that one right there. Same brush, packer brush. Make sure you wiped it off on your towel or sponge.
Yep.
Get a good amount, tap it, and then right in the center. If you're having a little trouble, I'll show you a trick. Let me dust some of this off real quick. What you can do is just stick your finger in your primer. So I'm going to tap a little bit of that primer right there on top of my little metallic. That way it's kind of making the primer that color. And then while it's still tacky, ta-da! So now that I've done that, I'm going to do something a little crazy to blend. I am going to take a clean blender brush. I'm going to dip it gently into the red that we first used, the Berry Sweet. I'm just going to gently dip it in there and then tap it. And then I'm going to blend that metallic color. So I've got a little bit of the red on there. You can take that metallic and go just a little bit outside the center into the darker colors, and it will blend pretty naturally. So let's try that. There we go. Look at that. And then you can take a fluffy blender brush like this and just very gently from the darker color towards the center, kind of dust it. And there you go. All right, now I'm going to dust off some of this translucent powder. Ooh, that reminds me, because we didn't put it on our eyebrows. When you do your eyebrows like I did mine, set them with powder because you don't want them shiny and blaring, because then it's like, oh yeah, those are totally fake. We're going to do the under eye so it matches, but you can't have a boatload of powder under there because you're not going to be able to get any color. So you're going to take a brown pencil. This is the only time I will tell you to do this. Hold down and line that water line with that brown pencil. This is going to give it a more smoky appearance. Ta-da! All right.
No.
Then take a little angled brush, a very small one, and dip it into your black. Now for this, you're going to go right at the lash line, and you're going to find the lowest point of your bottom eyelid where it dips down the lowest. And then I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm not going to follow my eye shape, so do not do that. A straight line from the lowest point of my bottom eyelid to the outer corner. Don't follow your eye. Just stop when you get to the outer line. So here we go. And then I've made a straight line. It's going to create an optical illusion, making your eyes look more open and wider. So straight line, straight out. Dust that off and then go into the Berry Sweet, the matte red.
With the angled brush, correct?
With the angled brush. And you're going to go just here, just under the black. So just under the black, touching the black, but just under it, just on that outside. Now you're going to clean your brush and you're going to dip it into the metallic red. And then in the middle, just under the black, touching the black into the red matte color. Just like that. Once you've applied that, then you're going to take your blender and very, 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 very lightly, just gently sweep it. You're going to start on the outside and just like that. All right, we are done with eyeshadow. Congratulations, pat yourself on the back. You made it. You got through the eyeshadow. All right, close all of these because now it's time for eyeliner. And we're not going fancy with eyeliner. No, because we've got very bold, fancy eyeshadow on. So we don't need to just go crazy with the eyeliner. So take a black. You're going to find the highest point of your eye. All right. So mine is right here and exact same thing. I'm not going to follow the shape of my eye. I'm going to go straight out and stop at the corner.
Okay.
Okay. So here is the highest point of my eye. I'm laying the liner down there, and you're going to do that on both sides.
I used to just doing it from like the highest point out. I'm so used to.
Well, this is how you make your eyes look more open. Now look at your face. Your eyes look, I can see your eye color. Okay. So we are going to put a little bit, but it's going to be right against the lash line, just enough to connect to your mascara. Just a little bit. Now we're going to put on mascara. If you have curled your lashes first, wonderful. If you need to do that if you need to. I'm going to show you guys a really awesome trick for your lashes with the mascara.
Okay.
First, remember, don't pump, twirl, swirl it. Now, open your eyes. You're going to roll in at the base of the lash and then kind of wiggle as you pull it through. Roll in, wiggle. That is going to help keep them separated. It's going to roll the lashes into the spoolie like a feeder. And you want to do a couple coats. Okay, so the trick I want to teach you guys, now that I've got my mascara on, get product on your wand. And then this is a lash fan. It's a lash brush, a little tiny fan. You're going to apply the product to the fan. Okay. You're going to open your eyes wide. And you're going to apply like this at the very base of the lashes. This is going to connect them at the bottom, fill in any empty spots, and make them look fuller.
Nice.
Using the lash fan is also the best way to apply mascara to your bottom lashes. It's not as messy and it's a lot more gentle. So they don't come out looking all clumpy. You can actually see the definition. And it does give them more volume because I don't know about you, but my bottom lashes are kind of sparse, I guess is the way to say it. There's not a lot of them. They're very spaced out. That really helps me with that issue. So I'm going to do my other eye really quick.
Doing a little Elvis, honka, honka, honka.
Oh,
I have no idea. I'm just having fun.
that's what it's all about, folks. She is not doing lashes today, but I am.
I'm not.
So I'm going to throw on my lashes really quick. I'm using Violet Voss lashes. These are the ones I went with. So I use tweezers. You never want to just reach in and pull lashes off. You'll tear them up. You start at the outer corner, at the strip, and then just lift them off. Then I hold it like a this.
Like it is.
Like a this. I take Duo lash glue. It's the only lash glue I will use. It doesn't have formaldehyde or fiberglass or anything in it, and it doesn't irritate my eyes. So I just put a thin, even bead of adhesive onto the strip, and then I kind of wave it, blow on it a little bit. You want to wait like at least 10 to 15 seconds. You want it nice and tacky. And pro tip, older adhesive works better. Glue gets better over time. It gets thicker and stickier. So the older the lash glue, the better it's going to stick to your face. All right. And then I just right onto the lash line. And then use
like
the
your red
tweezers.
is gorgeous, the black is gorgeous, and then there's me, Nicole, the friendly ghost. Hey, I got some smoky eye going here, people. And
What's
some
funny
cheekbones.
is you step outside a lot more than I do these days.
I know, but somehow I'm still inside. And
Maybe it's that much of Mexican I have that keeps me and keeps the Nordic at bay. But real quick before I stick them on, look at the difference and how the lashes look.
huge.
Make it changes the whole look. So I'm going to ploop the other one down. Always want to hold it for a second. If you slip with your eyeliner or your mascara and it gets on your skin, don't panic. Stop. Finish what you were doing. Finish the look. Wait. Patience is absolutely key. Then take a spoolie brush, a clean, dry spoolie brush, and it'll go right away. It'll just scratch right off. Like it was never there. Okay, so now we're going to completely dust off our translucent powder. Now we're going to put on some highlighter. We're using a pink.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put my brush in it and just very gently circular motions from the top of, you want to go directly on top of your cheekbone, the height of your cheekbone. Okay, so you're going to swirl. You go up and then come back down. There you go. And then other side, just right there on just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. And then right there in the middle of the bridge, very gently. You don't want it all over, just where the light hits you. And then on that V down here and on the very tops, the ridges of your Cupid's bow, right there. And then I just use my finger to kind of blend that out. But see, look at that. Oh, it's so good. A little glow right there. That's what we're doing it for, folks. That's what we're doing it for.
Hey, you can see my glow.
Woo! So I didn't blend that at all. So I'm just contouring the outside of my lips real quick, and then we're gonna do the fun thing with the
I'm
lip.
so excited for this because this is a first.
Black lipstick looks so good on everybody. I would wear it all the time if people didn't just automatically assume I was goth or something. So we're gonna make sure that the outsides are nice and lined. You line for a couple of reasons. One, to give yourself a nice, clearly defined shape. But two, it's going to keep things like glosses, liquidy lip stuff from feathering and bleeding out. It's a barrier. This is a lip brush. It's small, it's flat, and you're kind of going to need something like this for what we're going to do. Another thing a lot of people don't know is that when you apply lipstick with a lip brush, it actually stays better because I guess you're pushing it in more sheer layers. Line your lips with black first.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm really excited. Oh my gosh.
I love black lipstick.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna totally do a Morticia one day. It's gonna be awesome. And the original.
So already you can see the benefits of how I contoured my mouth. They're already standing out so much better, especially now that I have actual color on my lips.
Look at my face. Look at those eyes popping already. I'm lying all the way.
Woo! So then we're going to fill in with the black. Another thing a lot of people don't do anymore is blot.
Wow. Look at that.
Isn't it pretty?
Wow. Wow. Well, because I'm one of those that I'm very much for more natural as much as I can, especially because I'm so fair skinned. Because I am so fair skinned, I'm always afraid to take risks. My daily life, I just don't think about it.
This is that lip vinyl I was telling you about. I'm using that on top of the black I've already applied. I lined it really good, put a black down first, and now I'm topping it.
So what about you? So we talked about my favorite was Scarlet Witch with Mephisto. What was like your favorite story? Was yours like Spider-Man? Was it the Ghost Rider?
Doctor Strange. He's diarrhea for Doctor Strange. He's always disturbing his shit. I just love it. He's always messing with him. But the Damnation storyline with the Midnight Suns, that was my favorite. When he brought hell to Las Vegas. And yeah, that was a good time. Like Doctor Strange had a best friend that was a ghost dog in that. Like that whole storyline, I covered some of it, like the greatest hits in the Midnight Suns video. I think they're going to be adapting a lot of Damnation for the MCU. So honestly, it's one of the storylines that makes the most sense. That would be the easiest for them. And with them bringing in Moon Knight and Blade, Black Knight, there we go. Oh, just love it. I would touch my butt. Look at this. The lipstick. It looks so good in black lipstick.
And see the pink, and I'm like, yeah.
Now, you get your setting spray, and you want to just 3 sprays. Crisscross applesauce. And then let that dry. We look good in black lipstick. There's our Mephisto look for pro tips with the marvelous Nicole, Mini Wrench Girl.
Thank you.
From the Used and Abused podcast.
Well, I love being here. I love that when we get together, girl out, and just geek out while we do our makeup. We're just talking Mephisto, except until we get to the final details. Then we, makeup. But it's fun.
It is. Because you know what? There's not just one type of girl out there. Some of us don't like talking about Smarsmashians or Smaler Schmift. Some of us like Mephisto and Agatha Harkness and Scarlet Witch and Star Wars and DC Comics, and that's us. So we can be gorgeous makeup mavens and read comic books too. It's a thing that happens. So thank you so much for hanging out with me again, and let's make sure that it's not a whole year. Well, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with Nicole and I today. We super appreciate it. And you know what? Find me on the socials and show me your look. Show me what you created today with us, and I want to see how it turned out because it's fun and I like seeing stuff and hearing from you guys because you're my friends. Please, before you go, make sure you zap the like button, sacrifice the subscribe and notification bell to our algorithm overlords so they know that you like what's going on here and you want to see more of it. If you would like to support the channel, thank you. I could use all the help I can get. You can do so by scanning that QR code over above the lovely Nicole's head over there. It will take you to the link that's going to show up right down here, and you can tip us as little or as much as you like. You can sign up for our Patreon. There are 3 different levels, and they start for as little as $3 a month, and your first week is on me. I will give you 1 week free. You get behind the scenes, sneak peeks, outtakes, bloopers. You can ask me anything. You can ask me anything, and you can request breakdowns. Those are all exclusive to my Patreon. If you want to know everything that I used today, it will be linked below in the description, as well as all of our socials and our merch. We have merch, and it's cool. We have 36 different designs that I designed myself, and it's all exclusive to comics and cosmetics. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Music. You know, we're a podcast now too, which is kind of weird, but we are. And proud member of the Red 5 Network. You can find the bio link down below. There is something literally for everyone in the Red 5 Network. Until then, nerds, I've been Danny. She's been Nicole. You've been awesome. Take care, guys. I will see you in the next one. Stay nerdy, babies. Bye.